Meanwhile, confirmation hearings for President Trump's Supreme Court nominee begin today. Neil Gorsuch will face the Senate Judiciary Committee.
Gorsuch would replace the late Antonin Scalia, who died over a year ago. CBS News chief legal correspondent Jan Crawford is following the very latest from Capitol Hill. So, Jan, first question, what can we expect today?
Well, today is going to kind of be the run-up to the big stuff that's going to happen tomorrow. A lot of grandstanding. You're going to have senators kick things off by basically reading from prepared statements. So, we'll sit through a few hours of that while the nominee sits there and listens. I mean, that's going to be his primary role today, is just to sit there and listen to the senators give their points of view. Then he will deliver an opening statement later this afternoon, and that'll be it for today. The fireworks and the show really gets started tomorrow. That's when the senators will be grilling Gorsuch all day and into Wednesday as well. And you're going to see them press him on a number of things. There's an enormous amount of pressure on these Democratic senators to get tough on Gorsuch. The groups are very upset that President Obama's nominee was not confirmed or was never even given a hearing. So I think you're going to see a lot of fireworks tomorrow and some pretty tough questions thrown at Gorsuch.
And so, Jan, how will President Trump factor into the hearings, given his controversial executive orders and also how he has criticized judges and courts ruling against his measures?
Well, we've already seen some Democratic senators, for example, Senator Durbin from Illinois, saying that they want to press Judge Gorsuch on some of those exact points that you make, including the so-called travel ban. Judge Gorsuch is not going to answer any of those questions because he will take the position that all Supreme Court nominees have done going back, for 30 years, that they cannot weigh in on a question that they may be deciding as a justice of the Supreme Court. So some of those current event questions are going to be pretty easy, I think, for him to handle, because he can just say, well, as Justice Ginsburg said back in her confirmation hearings, we cannot discuss matters that might become before us at the Supreme Court. But you're going to see other Democratic senators really try to get to his views on social issues, abortion, affirmative action, on campaign finance reform, the role of money in politics, on questions of judicial independence. There's a lot there for the Democrats to work with. President Trump will figure into these hearings. But I think beyond the subject matter of the hearing, what's going to fuel Democrats is just the anger that a lot of them have that President Trump, is in the White House, and that this seat was not filled by President Obama's nominee, Merrick Garland, that Republicans blocked that nomination, never gave Judge Garland a hearing. They believe this is not the seat that President Trump should have been allowed to fill. So I think you're going to see that really motivating a lot of the questions, and there is a lot of pressure on these Democratic senators to try to block this nomination.
All right, Jan Crawford, thanks a lot.